Gotcha. So before I get into some of the specifics about Boulder City real estate, I wanted to ask you a little bit about what you attribute your success to. I think by a lot of measures, you have the most successful real estate firm in Boulder City. And I don't know if it was like that when you bought Desert Sun to begin with, if it
It's
was
a good question.
kind of at the top or...
Um, when I look back, it seemed like our company was so established. But Desert Sun was formed in 1980 by a few people that wanted to branch off of Henderson Company and just wanted to have another Boulder City office. There was already a couple here, but so in reality, looking back, it had only existed 7 years before I got there. But when I took over, it was me and one part-time property manager I had that worked until noon. So that was my office.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the phones, when when Vicky wasn't there in the morning, they went to me, and it was tough. I did well, don't get me wrong. Your overhead's pretty low
Yeah.
at that point. We were located up at 1000 Nevada Way at that time, and before that, our office was actually down where it used to be a Subway, but now it's like the Hoover Dam Mini Mart down
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah.
That's where our office was originally when I started.
Huh? And where's 1000 Nevada Way?
Behind Nevada State Bank, where Bruce Woodbury's office is.
Oh, okay.
We were in that center for a number of years. When I bought the company, we were there. So, when you go out to show a house, you lock the door and leave a note on the door. That's the kind of operation we had. When you leave town, you forward the calls, or I had my little digital voice pager. That was the ticket. Anyway, long and short of it, that was the operation. And then I picked up, my first hire was Mary Jo, which she still happens to work for me today.
Oh, okay.
So that was in the mid-90s. So got some good longevity. And then picked up Cherry, who also is still with me. Nate came a little later. You know Nate.
Mhm.
And picked up John, who's still there. And Anna has come and gone. These are all people that I built a team around. So that was my first. I always had a team. I didn't have a lot of realtors. I just had a team, and we all worked together. And that was how I built up what I did. And then years later, I realized there's a little more than I can handle. So I picked up. It wasn't by choice. Shauna, one of my agents today, she came in and talked me into letting her come to work. And I didn't have any agents at that time. I'm like, that isn't how I do things. And I had my team. And anyway, long and short of it, she talked her way into it. And then I brought in Amber and Mindy, Lisa, who you know,
Mm-hmm.
worked with you. These are all awesome realtors now that I have doing their own operations within our office. So they're all independent realtors within Desert Sun Realty. So I have changed the company structure quite a bit in the last 5 years or so. And Nate, he was a part of my team for many years. Now he's off on his own too. So it's kind of neat to see the people grow and branch out and become their own. But along the way, some core things that we've stuck to, that is, the client always has to come first. It seems so simple, but many times in the business world and in the real estate business, you see things happen and it just seems like maybe somebody put their own self-interest in front of their clients.
Mm-hmm.
And it should never ever be that way. And I'm sure you've heard that about serving two masters. You really can't do that, right? So your focus has to be on taking care of your client. That's number one. And put your own interests second. And I think that always pays off. But along the way, at the end of every transaction, I want everybody to go away happy, especially my client.
Right.
But everyone should walk away from a transaction feeling like they were treated fairly. And at the end, I truly believe in that whole win-win concept. I know it doesn't always make sense, but it truly is usually attainable if everybody works together with that kind of a mindset. And I've always worked hard not only to get along with the people in my team, my office, my crew, my clients, but I want to work well with the other realtors too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes people feel like we're competitors, but in reality, when we're working on a transaction together, we all have the same goal. You might be representing your client, I'm representing my client, but that we are all working toward the same goal.
Right.
Get this thing closed. And the better you can work with everyone, the smoother the transactions go. And at the end of the day, when you have a good, smooth transaction, your client remembers that. They remember how well you took care of them, and they tell their friends. In a small town like this, good word of mouth can't be beat. And after 30 years, every client I look at as a source of new business. And we were talking today, I had a client a number of years back. She was I guess a secretary, if you will, an administrative assistant of some sort for a guy that worked at a hospital. And I helped her with a house over on Dorothy. And the next thing you know, she told her boss, and her boss became a really good client of mine. This has got to be 20 plus years ago. I helped him buy a house in Boulder City. He moved to Texas, so I sold his house. He moved back to Boulder City, helped him buy another one, and then he moved back to Texas again. He was in administration in the hospital, so he moved around a bit. But the point I was going to make is after that, I'm helping his friends and his friends' friends, and he was in the personnel department at the hospital. So he helped administrators come and go from Sunrise Hospital.
Okay.
So I helped all kinds of upper administration come and go from Sunrise Hospital. But the point that I make here is that one client, you know, if you treat them really well and do a great job for them, and they start telling their friends, then it just turns into something amazing. And today we were sitting talking and with John, and probably that one person that bought a house over on Dorothy, she sold it years later and moved to Mexico. But that one person's probably helped us put together maybe 100 transactions
Wow.
just from that.
Just from all the word
Yeah.
of mouth and
Yeah.
connections.
You know, everyone can bring two, and it's amazing when you can track your business back to one relationship. It's fun.
Yeah.
We enjoy that, but again, it's just from taking good care of your clients, and I gotta say, hard work. We work a lot of hours, and it's been tough. During that downturn, we really doubled down, and we actually grew as an office during that crash, if you will. But it was a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, and it worked out okay for us at the end of the day, but only because we did do a lot of work that way.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Professionalism is something that I strive for every day within our office. In the business, there was always a lot of part-timers, and
Right.
I really feel it's hard to do this business on a part-time basis, and professionalism is something I just really push hard for within our office. So I guess your question was what's the secret? But there's many
Yeah.
factors that figure
Many
in there.
factors.
And as an office, chemistry has to be right on, and everybody has to work well together. We have a family up there, and anytime you come or go through my office, you can tell everybody cares about each other. We're up to 12 or 14 people there, and when we ever have a birthday luncheon or something, we got a full house, but everybody truly gets along, and it is like a big family, and that's an awesome thing.
Well, thank you.
Mhm.